All right, we are live right now. We are streaming from Durant, Oklahoma. How about that? And we had the back camera on for just a little bit. I don't know if it was just not ready for you and me just yet, but
I think everybody wanted to see Seth.
They wanted to see Seth. They may get a chance to see Seth here in just a little bit. Hi, we are on location on the Midwest Sports Net YouTube channel tonight, and I am privileged to get to visit now with the head coach of the Southeastern Savage Storm football team, who I enjoy visiting with. You know, I'd love to just hang out and visit with you right now, but you got some boys behind you that I think are ready to play.
Yeah, they're ready. I mean, it's been so long. And we don't go live a whole lot in practice, so we're going to let them get after a little bit and really just make sure we know how to tackle, we remember how to tackle, but also find out, some of the guys that are, maybe red shirts or true freshmen and try to find out a lot about our team and as much as we can about where we're at. And we'll never know until we actually line up against somebody else, but they're excited to be out here. The officials will be out here. They'll be, throwing flags. Hopefully not, but hopefully we get to learn, because I know with me officiating, I know there's some flags out there. So, so it'll be good. We'll have a chance to test out just kind of our sideline, getting special teams on and off the field, and when we have to change possession and getting the right people out there and all that stuff, all the substitution stuff and headsets and communication with coaches. I mean, there's just so much that goes into game day that having the officials out here helps us with the organization of it.
It is a lot of fun to watch. That's one of those things too, and I've heard a couple of coaches say there are certain things you just can't do in a Zoom meeting. I'm pretty sure tackling's one of those.
That is one of them. Yeah, that is one of them. I guess you could tackle the computer, which I think we're all probably ready to do anyway, right? Yeah.
That is probably true. All right, now, Coach, I have to ask you this: do you feel like you've learned anything in camp this year? I mean, I know it's been 2 years since you've had a for real camp like this. What do you feel like you've learned?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the big things that I was excited for going into camp was just the building the team chemistry again. They go home for the summer. We didn't have a true fall camp last year. It was just, you never know what you're going to get, and so when you bring in a whole group of new freshmen, transfers, and you have to build a team and mesh them all together, and I think we've got a really close-knit group of guys that I think really, I would say, invited the new guys in, and shown them the ropes and how to practice and how to do things and what the expectations are. So it's been a pretty clean camp, and I feel like we've matured in that regard. And I think that's probably something that we've learned the most. The guys that we're going to roll out there September 2nd are pretty much, for the most part, the guys we had in the spring. But I think that there's, we've built depth where there's guys that over the course of spring and over the course of fall camp, we've been able to sit there and say, okay, we feel like we're pretty good when, so-and-so's backup goes in, or so-and-so, so, it's, I think those are things that we've really learned about our team, and it's just the development and growing the depth, and I feel like we're bigger and stronger.
Well, I know you've got to go here in just a second. I do want to say thank you very much for being here and letting us hear from you. And they look good out there, Coach. I mean, it's exciting to see the players with their uniforms on, and we are just 2 weeks away from opening night.
I know, 2 weeks, and a month ago you're sitting there going, man, it's never going to get here. And then all of a sudden you're sitting there going, when you get to that 2 week mark, you start to kind of get the butterflies. You start to, what else do we need to cover? What are we missing? And are we? And I think that's the hardest thing I would say for probably everybody is, the only thing that we have to compare ourselves to is what we played against 2 years ago. And so you see, you go against each other all the time, and okay, well, that's great, but how do we match up? Are we going to be able to do those same things against, our opponents? And time will tell, but I think we're headed in the right direction. I think we'll have a chance. I think we got great players, and they're going to give us a chance to win.
Well, Coach, as always, success to you. Thank you so much for stopping by here, Midwest Sports Net, and God bless you all. Have a safe and an injury-free scrimmage.
That is the goal.
That's the goal. All right.
Come out healthy.
All right. God bless you, sir. Thank you. All right, that was Tyler Fenwick, who is the head football coach for the Southeastern Savage Storm. And we are on location now here live. This is live on a Thursday night from Durant, Oklahoma, from Paul Laird Field. We've done a couple of shows from here in the past, and I know we're going to get to do one either from here or possibly from Bloomer Sullivan Arena or possibly even Bloomer Sullivan Gymnasium. I'm here at some officials for Southeastern right now, possibly Bloomer Sullivan Gymnasium, which is the new site of the Southeastern volleyball team, and it is a sport-specific gym. And I have to tell you, if you haven't heard me talk about it already, you may have missed out because I've talked about it about 50 on different channels. I'll talk about it again, but I'd bring somebody else in here who might be willing to talk a little bit about Southeastern.
Maybe.
All right.
Yeah.
I have with me right now the president, the president of Southeastern Oklahoma State University, Thomas Newsome. And Thomas, president, excuse me, I apologize.
Hey, you works a lot of times.
I'm not gonna go there. President Newsome, I've had you on a couple of channels as well. I think this may, well, it's actually, we did get to visit back in it was a year ago. It was a year ago when you were on this channel, and you nearly got hit by a football in the end zone.
I think we were out here for a scrimmage, actually, and then it went all downhill from there. So let's don't hope we're hitting the same tone here. But that was about a year ago, wasn't it?
Oh my goodness, yes. And hey, listen, here's the biggest thing that I see right now, and I definitely want to talk sports, but there are students on campus at Southeastern right now. How big is that?
There are students on campus, and it is huge. And in fact, I've waited almost 18 months to have lunch or dinner in the cafeteria with students, and I finally got to do that last week. And that's one of the things that presidents really enjoy, is just sitting down and visiting with students and going to different student organization events. And we had orientation, and we've had a few block parties and some SE events in order to get our new students oriented to the campus. And it has just been a whole lot of fun, and I've been waiting a long time, and it's been great.
And really, I think we all have. I think in every college town, whether it be Division I, Division II, as Southeastern is, NAIA and beyond, the communities are ready to see the students and the campus alive again.
It's funny you say that, because I was on a call today with our regional university presidents, and of course we went through the whole litany of all the things that we're doing for COVID and that we're getting back, and that, the challenges we're still having during this pandemic. And it was one of those situations where it was kind of a negative downer conversation. And at the end, we all just looked at each other and said, you know what? We got students on campus, and we're about to really gear it up. And, we started on Monday, and the other schools in the state are starting next week. And so we all just came to the conclusion together, it's not such a bad thing, because we're all here and we're all back, and we're ready to get back to as normal as we possibly can.
Now, I know you, and we're speaking right now, if you're just tuning in with President Newsome from Southeastern, I know you're a sports guy. So you know the ins and outs of the athletic department coming in. It's not just an ancillary part of the university. It's something that's close to your heart. Talk about seeing these guys on the field behind you.
Well, it's great. I've been to a few practices already. I was out here the first minute that they got on the field about a week and a half ago, and that's one of the things that I envisioned when I was hired at Southeastern just over a year ago, is to see our athletes, see our students, see all of our students and our faculty and staff be able to showcase their talent. And for us to be able to do this tonight with a scrimmage, I think we should have a decent crowd. It's a pretty good night. It's not too hot. The rain stopped just in time for us to get this in, and then we really gear it up for September 2nd when we go to Russellville, Arkansas, to start the season with Arkansas Tech, and that's going to be an amazing weekend of sports on our campus with the Southeastern Sports Network. If you can't make it to Russellville, you can watch it online, the opening football game, and then we've got volleyball that night in the new Bloomer Sullivan volleyball-only gymnasium. I think the Durant Lions are strapping on their headgear, and they're playing their first home game here at Paul Laird on Friday night, and then we've got volleyball again on Saturday. So it's just going to be a really great weekend of sports in Durant, Oklahoma.
It'll be a lot of fun. Now, I do want to mention the volleyball really quickly, too, because that's not the only sport that's here going on. Of course, we're at a football scrimmage right now, and we all know we're not actually in Texas. We're close enough to Texas to say Texas football's big, and we have a number of players on this roster from from Texas as well. But, there's volleyball going on. Cross country is also active here at Southeastern. I mean, there's a lot of that activity. But you've seen the volleyball players as well, haven't you?
There is. In fact, we had a scrimmage similar to this one where we scrimmaged ourselves last night at Bloomer Sullivan. And it was interesting you say that, because I was walking over with a group of students over to the gymnasium, and a number of them were from Oklahoma and from this area, and I was actually visiting one of our freshmen, and he said, I don't know if I've ever seen a volleyball game before, because volleyball is not, we do have a lot of Texas young ladies who are playing on our volleyball team, a lot of Texas football players, a lot of our athletic, members of our athletic department come from out of state. But yeah, it's a great venue. It wasn't as loud in there last night because you can't really cheer for or against when the colors are the same on both sides. But that is just if you didn't get a chance to come out and see our volleyball team play last year toward the end of the season when we did allow some fans in, you need to be here on September 2nd if you can't be again in 3rd or 4th in the season with the Southeastern volleyball tournament, because it is an amazing venue. It is loud. It gets raucous in there, and it's just a lot of fun. Even if you're not a volleyball fan, if you haven't seen volleyball, if you haven't grown up with volleyball, it's just a lot. It's just an amazing experience because of the venue we have, and I think our team's going to be much improved this year. We've got almost everybody coming back. We've a lot of our student athletes had an extra year of eligibility. We were able to honor their scholarships, which we're really proud of, and we've got a great coaching staff, and it's just going to be a really fun year in that new facility.
President Thomas Newsome, thank you so much for stopping by tonight. I appreciate it, and I'm ready. We already have, we've been talking here on Midwest Sports Net. NAIA volleyball is already in play, and a lot more games going on this weekend, some soccer scores, men's and women's soccer. It's here.
It's here.
It's here, and it feels so good.
It is. It feels fantastic, and I guess I can just end it with Go Savage Storm.
There you go. Thank you very much. The president here of Southeastern Oklahoma State University, and we're privileged to get to have him and visit with us for just a little bit. Now, in a moment, we're going to have one more guest here, and we'll see maybe a little bit of the scrimmage behind us. I don't know that we're going to get to see that much tonight. Of course, we don't want to be giving away any state secrets. That's the one thing about broadcasting on a night like this is, they've got things that they're going to go through, and so we'll be wise with our broadcast in that sense. But I do want to encourage you, if you haven't yet, please do subscribe to the channel Midwest Sports Net. We are headed toward 1,000, and I believe we're going to get there pretty quickly. And it's one of those things with YouTube, you can just do a little bit more when you get to 1,000. So I encourage you, please give that a consideration and hit that subscribe button down there at the bottom. Now, in the meantime, let me tell you this: there is a lot going on. Of course, we actually had Will Finley, who is the football coach at Waldorf. He was on the channel today. We're going to get a special guest tomorrow as well. We're talking more college football, and the 2021 season is being previewed, and we'll have another football coach on the channel tomorrow, and I think you're going to like those. If you haven't had a chance to hear from Coach Finley yet, great opportunity to visit with him, talking about Warriors football, and they get things underway. It's just 9 days. Yeah, it's 9 days until some of the NAIA schools are getting things underway. And so there's a big game on hand in Forest City, Iowa, with Briar Cliff coming to town to play Waldorf. Now, that was our visit with Coach Finley a little bit earlier today. In the meantime, and we're ready whenever he's ready, we're going to get to visit with one more person here on campus. Oh, I know what I was going to mention. 2 weeks from tonight, it's not only the opening of Southeastern football, it's the opening of many schools in Division II, their football seasons as well. Now, I realize there's a week 0, and you're going to get a few NAIA schools and programs getting things underway on Saturday, August 28th. However, lots of D2 programs, especially here in the central region, getting things going on September the 2nd, which is a Thursday night. And we will be on location for our first Midwest Sports Saturday of the 2021-2022 season. And we're going to be in Weatherford because that's where we always start off. We start off our Midwest Sports Saturday seasons just about every year at Southwestern, and we're going to be there. Henderson State's coming to town to take on the Southwestern Bulldogs, and we'll get things underway 2 hours prior to kickoff from the new Flex Kim Stadium. That's right, they've changed the name there in Weatherford. We'll get to visit with, among other people, Doug Self and lots of other folks there that are going to be on campus at Weatherford. Now, again, that is 2 weeks from tonight, so please do go ahead and set that on your schedules, and we'll be live streaming here on the channel. Now, eventually, I know, I say that, maybe I don't know, here or there. And eventually we're going to need to hear from one more person here at Southeastern. But he's so popular that everybody's talking to him before he comes over here to get to me. And, you know, that's just one of those things. I wish I was as popular as Keith Baxter.
You're way more popular than I am. Matter of fact, I was reading a deal with you and one of your former broadcast mates yesterday, talking about one of our former players who's now the linebacker coach at OU, and it brought a smile to my face and some warmth to my heart, you know, from the old days. So.
Well, come over here, step a little closer.
Okay,
There we
sure.
go. I want to make sure that people see you well enough. Yeah, that is Mike McBride, former broadcaster here at Southeastern, and I broadcast a game or two in my day here on the campus of Southeastern. I think combined 13 years, but yeah, Brian Odom, and Brian Odom, who, by the way, as Coach Baxter was just saying, is now a linebackers coach for the University of Oklahoma. When he was playing here for you, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was here in 2002 through 2004.
Yes, that was a great call because we could talk about the odometer and the readings on the odometer. Anytime Brian Odom had that made for. I mean, sometimes when they just lay themselves out like that.
That was a great line, and I had never heard that. The year, of course, I didn't listen to broadcast.
You weren't listening to our broadcast?
I was a little busy during those times, but I thought, man, what a great tagline. I never thought of that, but that was I literally saw that last night on Facebook, going back and forth with you guys, and it was a cool deal. One of those memories.
It really was, and I think that's neat. Shout out to Mike McBride if you happen to be watching. He spent a year or two here on campus at Durant as the play-by-play man for the Southeastern Savages at the time, and then Savage Storm, and I had a chance. It was a privilege to get to be his color man. Now, before I go any further, I need to properly introduce my guest, and this is Keith Baxter, who is currently the athletic director at Southeastern, but he is a former head coach here at Southeastern as well, 2001 to 2004, your stretch here, and that coincided actually with the first 4 years that I got to broadcast here, so I got to call all 4 years you were here. Sorry about that.
That's great. I'm sorry that you had to call some of those. You know, we some of them we might want to put on the shelf a little bit from that standpoint.
Hey, listen, they were fantastic seasons. I have to tell you, they were absolutely wonderful seasons, and not only was it a joy to get to call Savage football at the time, but I mean, you're just an awesome guy. And I really appreciate getting to be associated with you and your program back then, but really in any way, Coach. And I will still call him Coach Baxter. I know he's the AD now, but you're going to hear me say Coach because that's just the way it is. Coach, then tonight, players hit each other.
Hey, I tell you what, I think the enthusiasm and the energy is very high. We're excited to have hearing the pop of the pads and seeing kids running around. And I think last time when we did this, we were both masked. And, you know, it's such a pleasure to not have to do that at this point. Now, we are still being very cautious. We're still being very proactive in informing our student athletes to stay safe, especially in social settings, protect themselves at all times, and talking about the vaccination and different things. But it's a real thrill, rejuvenation, if you will, to be out here tonight, 2 weeks away from start of volleyball season, start of football season, and just excited about the opportunity to see what kind of happens tonight.
Now, I know, and we've talked about this too, we had a chance to visit with President Newsome just a moment ago, that football, even though, football, I mean, come on, football, but even though there is that going on, there's also some other stuff happening. Volleyball gets underway here in a couple of weeks as well, and we have on campus here, and I can say we because I actually am an alum here as well. It's a neutral call, but I'm an alum here as well. We have on campus here a very nice new facility for the volleyball players. It's just fantastic.
It's, Joey, we're very blessed to have the facility that we have. Last night, volleyball had a scrimmage, just an inter-squad scrimmage with themselves, and we had a really good turnout of student body and some of the fans that had missed Southeastern Savage Storm sports for a while. They came out and just picturing in that venue what it's going to be like on a regular season match. It's just so exciting because it can definitely create a home court advantage. I think our players and our coaching staff is excited about having that venue. We had a small taste of it last spring when we were able to play a few matches in there, but we're very fortunate to have that venue as a standalone volleyball venue where it helps with our scheduling with our other sports. It helps in our recruitment of volleyball student athletes. It helps as just taking pride in a place. And so it's turned out really well, and that's just the start of things, many things to come that we're trying to get done here with our facilities.
Well, the facilities are coming along. As far as I can see, everything just looks fantastic. And, of course, I think now I will also say it's one of those things that, sometimes when you haven't eaten for a while, everything on the table looks good. This is one of those things that, man, everything about the football field looks good. And I know you're probably saying, okay, this can be done, we can fix this up here and that. Now, right now, it all looks good. But that having been said, Southeastern really has, you guys have done a lot of good work, especially I think under your leadership as well recently, to be able to make improvements to all the facilities. And they do all look good.
Well, constant battle. It's a constant goal of ours to help improve our facilities. And the facilities help improve the student-athlete experience. And at the end of the day, President Newsome has voiced this over and over again, and it's such a refreshing message. We're here for the students. We're here for the students. We're here for the student-athletes. And it's our job to create an experience that they can take with them and benefit them for the rest of their life and be positive. And so we're just working towards that, and we're very blessed to have the staff that we have in the athletic department that sees that same mission and working towards that. We talked about all last year, those who are the most disciplined, the most prepared will come out of this pandemic, and that will show of where we were. And I think our coaches have done a good job. Our student athletes have worked hard. I think the new facilities with the strength conditioning facility last year really helped to maintain and even motivate our kids for a large degree, because that was new and shiny, and that they could go in with the best technology and work and see results. And when they had their games taken away, that was something they could have and work towards. So we're looking forward to a great season in all of our sports. We had our staff meeting a couple weeks ago, and we've talked to all our student athletes, and the message has been the same. My expectations are very simple: to have the very best year Southeastern Athletics has ever had, all the way across the board. And when you start talking about that, you start talking about national championships, players of the year, people getting drafted into Major League Baseball, NBA basketball, conference players of the year, all conference performers, all Americans, national runner-up. That's a pretty heavy lift, but that's what our expectations are. And every one of us have a role, from myself to Ms. Wilmoth to Seth, all the way to the coaches and the student athletes. And if we can all commit to doing the very best we can this year, then we give our student athletes an opportunity to have that success.
Well, Coach, they do look committed right now, and I know it's mid-August, but it's heading toward late August, and so it looks like that everything seems to be going well. Well, I don't know if you can see behind us right now, but they've actually started playing. I saw the play clock going just a moment ago, and I know, and again, we're limited a little bit in what we're going to out of respect for the coaching staff and them getting some other things done. However, it is kind of nice to see those guys behind us.
Oh, it's great to see them out there in a live format. And again, just the anticipation of the season, coming up. They're not just practicing to be practiced right now. They're practicing with a goal in mind to be ready to hit at full speed September 2nd at Russellville, Arkansas. So.
All right. Well, sounds good, Coach.
One thing I'd like to add, if you don't, we're adding a new element to our ticketing. Seth Dutton and Katie Webb, our young guns on our athletic staff, have helped us get into the modern era. We're using hometown ticketing. Very simple process. We'll be unveiling that here in the next few days. We will have be able to buy online tickets for all of our events, and they can still purchase them at the gate if they want to, but we will have that as a convenience format for our fans.
I've seen that some other universities, other athletic departments have been doing that as well, and it's not only is it convenient too, but one of the words that's been associated with at least the last two articles I've read was contactless.
It is. We could go totally paperless with a ticket if we want to. Everything can be done on your phone or on your laptop, and it just makes it for a much more efficient, convenient process and a safe process.
All right. Coach Keith Baxter, thank you so much.
Thank you, George.
I really appreciate it.
Always a pleasure to have you on campus in any capacity, as an alumnus, as representing Midwest sports, as representing the Bryan County Patriot, in whatever capacity. You're always welcome here.
Well, the honor is mine, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Coach Keith Baxter, who is the athlete at Southeastern. Now, before we wind down, I give the opportunity, I'd give the floor to one more person if he's willing to come on, because this, and I'll just put it like this. This is what keeps us on the air right now. No, because we're honoring the football players, so we're not highlighting them. Yeah. So as long as we're here for at least one more short interview, we can keep seeing football behind us.
Oh, yeah,
would that be all right?
Yeah, that's fine. Fantastic.
All right. So, see, I said the quiet part loud. I gave away the secret there, but that's okay, because I know that you want to see the people behind us, so you can see it behind us. So I will talk to Seth Dutton here for just a moment, the Associate Athletic Director for everything. Is that the official title?
Well, maybe a little bit. Not everything, but external operations. So kind of handle PR, marketing, fundraising, all that. So this.
I thought that's what I read on your business card. That's not what that said?
Oh, well, it might have.
We'll have to check on that. We'll have to go into Price's Printing and check on that and see what's there. Here, come over a little bit closer to me. There we go. We want to get you in the shot here and make sure we can still see all those guys behind us. Now, Seth, really quickly, I know you have a lot to do. I also know that here we are in southern Oklahoma in August, which means why in the world do you have a jacket on right now?
I wore it today and then coming out here, and it is hot. Okay. So this will be coming off after this for sure. So we'll get more August appropriate attire in Oklahoma. I'm from Oklahoma too, so it's my fault. This is all my fault.
You know better. That's fine. And then to be fair, because I just like saying that phrase, it has been raining all week long here in southeastern Oklahoma, including this morning. It was dumping buckets on campus, at my house, everywhere else. So I think the really cool thing is that right now, I mean, even though it's hot, even though it's humid, and we get that, it's not raining.
No, it's not. The sun's out. It is humid, but it's nice. We're out here. Earlier today, there was waterfalls coming down our staircases in the entrance just because it was raining so much. And you don't see that often here, but it was pouring. So, but I'm glad we're out here. I'm glad we're scrimmaging. It's been a good couple days here with volleyball yesterday, and we had a really good crowd last night for an inter-squad scrimmage, and now we're inter-squadding right now, and we have a pretty good crowd right now. So I think it's safe to say our Texoma individuals are hungry for Southeastern athletics.
That is true. All right, and again, I promise I won't keep you. Seth, a lot going on. If you were to, just invite the people to come out, how would you do that? I mean, because there's so much to say and so much to do. How do you invite somebody to come and go, look, 2 weeks it's about to just blow up around here?
Well, I think, we start just promoting on all our channels, social media, digital channels. You see me out in the community talking about it. It's word of mouth, but we're 2 weeks away. And this time last year, we were not 2 weeks away. So we're super excited to get the season rolling, and I'm really excited for these young leaders to be out here to be able to compete, because it's been so long since they've been able to actually have meaningful competition. Volleyball coming up, having a tournament here, that's big for our community. We have quite a few teams coming to Durant. We get to showcase a brand new facility that I'm super excited about. Football kicks off on the road. Cross country is about to get rolling, so it's going down. So if you're ever interested in coming to a game, go over to GoSoutheastern.com. We actually just today, hours ago, launched a new ticketing system. We partner with Hometown Tickets, and you can buy your tickets prior to the game, a week before the game. Don't have to wait in line. It's all digital. There's an app you can download. Your tickets can be in the app, and we're really excited about that, just to get innovative and offer a unique way to see our games. And so it'll be a lot easier to get tickets, and we're really excited about that. And that's for all our home events, all our home sporting events.
All right. And that includes football, volleyball, basketball, baseball, softball. Am I missing anything? I mean, the cross country, do you sell tickets to that?
No, we don't do that. We don't sell tickets to that. And then rodeo as well. That's the other one.
Tennis?
Tennis is free. So
okay, all right. Yeah. Boy, and hey, listen, that's something else. Southeastern Tennis, that's a good program.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We compete at a high level in tennis. Coach Nelson does a good job recruiting on the men's and women's side, and we've had a lot of national recognition. A couple All-Americans last year, and we're ready. We're excited about our tennis squad coming back that he's bringing back.
And you mentioned rodeo too, and we had a number of athletes from Southeastern that made the trip up to Wyoming to the CNFR.
Yeah, we actually had quite a few, and we had a full squad, and it was exciting to see them be able to represent Southeastern at that level, going up against schools that enrollment is quite larger than ours. And so Christy does a really good job with our rodeo team, and they get great representation in our community, and it's exciting to see them be able to go north and go compete and represent the blue and gold and the Southeastern on their chest. It's exciting.
All right. I don't say, when I'm doing these broadcasts, I don't say we very often. I think I've said it more times this evening in this broadcast than in the history of the channel combined, but it is a lot of fun. And you know what? It's nice to see my alma mater. One of the two places from which I have a degree, and I'm very thankful for both of them, and just get to see the good stuff that's happening. And Seth, really, you're doing a great job. And I tease Seth sometimes about, he bleeds blue and gold. I don't want to find out because that'd just be kind of gross. But Spider dropped into our broadcast as well. But, that's cool. And you like having somebody working with an athletic department that's enthused about the athletic department and seriously wants to do well, and I know that's you.
Well, it's my alma mater. Got to play football and baseball here. I'm a generation graduate. My dad is a baseball player here as well. Played for the same head coach, so that was good for him, maybe a little bit bad for me, but in all seriousness, it was great. I loved it. I loved him using my dad as an example just to get me going. And I love Southeastern. I love Durant. I'm from Tulsa. I'm a Tulsa native, but I love living in Durant. And when I got the call to be able to come back here, there's no place I'd rather be. This is a fantastic place. We've got a great community, great people, great support, and I have a feeling this year we're going to set some records in ticket sales, people coming to the game, because we haven't been able to have events for so long. And so I'm super excited about that, and the support I think this year is going to be fantastic for our young leaders.
One other thing, too, before I let you go, and you talk about that, we're going to try to do our part on a sister channel that we have. We're actually setting up a meetup at a volleyball game. So, we're trying to do our part to support as well.
We would love to get y'all to a volleyball game just because of the new facility and how nice it is, how shiny it is, but then how hard we play with our young leaders and what they do. And so we would love to be able to showcase what we got there to Texoma, but also the nation, everybody that you have subscribed to your channels. And, we're ready for that, and we actually can't wait. I talked to our volleyball coach this morning because we had a scrimmage last night, and she said, I can't wait to get people in there. And then she mentioned, having the meetup, and we actually started talking logistics of what that would look like. So we're really excited for that because it showcases us, and most importantly, our student athletes. And that's really important to me, is getting those young leaders some exposure that they deserve.
We'll have a lot of fun. Seth, thank you so much. Seth Dutton, Associate Athletic Director for whatever he said, but we know it's everything. So I appreciate what you do. Thank you so much for letting us come out tonight.
Thank you. And I appreciate everything you do for us. As an alum, I love the PR you give us, and it's great because we need it. And we love being able to come to you with my crazy ideas of, hey, let's stream a show at a football game. So, why not? So I appreciate it. So thank you. I appreciate you.
All right. Thank you, sir. And he got the Ghost Storm in at the very end, too. All right. So I am here, and maybe you can see behind me a little bit. It's really kind of tough to gauge, so I'm hoping that you can see this fairly well. I'm going to step out of the way a little bit and see if you can do a little bit of this so you kind of know what's going on. The Southeastern Savage Storm, it's a blue and white scrimmage tonight. Sometimes we've talked about blue and gold. I think you might be able to see a little bit of this play. Now, I'm going to try not to do play-by-play or any color in this. I do want to say thanks to everybody for watching tonight. And if you're watching this live, thank you very much. Whether you're watching this on a rebroadcast, maybe you're somebody that's a Patriot fan that you're stepping in to watch tonight. Nice catch. I think he was a little bit out of bounds, but it was a good grab. If you're a Patriot fan or somebody else that's watching, no matter how you got here, thank you very much, and I would appreciate it. Please do subscribe. We are headed toward that 1,000 subscriber mark. I know we're going to get there pretty soon, and any help like that would be very much appreciated. All right, so with that having been said, maybe we get one more play in here, talk just a little bit more. It's I've been known to be able to talk for just a little while at a time. Step aside over here so you can see which way we're going. That one batted down at the line. All right. Midwest Sports Saturday on a Thursday, 2 weeks from tonight. It will start 2 hours prior to kickoff in Weatherford. I'm not sure yet if that's 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock. I think it's 4 o'clock Central Time. Midwest Sports Saturday. We will be on location there in Weatherford, Oklahoma. The Henderson State Reddies and the Southwestern Oklahoma Bulldogs getting things underway on a Thursday night. Also, by the way, a couple more things. I'll give you a little bit of a preview, too. The next Saturday, we're going to be in Langston, as Langston will be playing host to Texas College. That's Saturday, September 11th. And then the following Saturday, we're going to be in Commerce, Texas. Commerce, Texas, as the defending national champions, West Florida, are going to be traveling to A&M Commerce to take on the Lions. And this is actually a rematch of the 2017 national championship game. So that's what's going on in the future. I think we're going to be able to, before we wrap up, let's see here. Can we get Anything goal line? Is that possible there? Trying to get one more shot here. In for the score. So that's how we'll wrap things up here from Durant. On location in Durant. If I can turn this thing off now, you got to see the Savage Storm score. God bless you all. Thank you for watching. Have a great night.